Very good evening to our viewers. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Toiwen Jabela. Tonight we are welcoming back to the platform Barry Rukoro. He is a former Secretary General of the Namibia Football Association. He remains a pundit and a commentator on sport, especially football in Namibia. And last week, a video, or rather audio recording of his went viral, in which he raised a lot of issues related to the hype around Eeshoke Chula Chula, the new team in the Premier League from Ohangwena region. Thank you, Barry, for making time. And I appreciate the fact that you actually made time for me. I invited you last week. You drove all the way from Kobabes to come and just expand on this issue. So, Eeshoke Chula Chula, very small team from Ohangwena region, played 5 matches only in the Premier League. Already, it is talk of town, thanks in part to remarks that you have made. What about the Eeshoke that is making you uncomfortable?
Thank you, Toyo, for inviting me and having me here today.
Yeah.
Nothing, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me uncomfortable about Eeshoke Chula Chula.
Yeah.
As a football club. In fact, I'm very happy and impressed by the way they performed in the first division and continues to perform in the Premier League. As a football club, I have no problem with Eeshoke Chula Chula. Of course, I'm not a football player. I cannot compete with Eeshoke Chula Chula on the field. Yeah. What I can do, however, is to compete against those around the club. Yeah. And to observe and to be opinionated about issues being raised around the club. And I think everybody, unless you have a problem with your mind, is allowed to do that.
Yes.
My remarks around Eeshoke Chula Chula, which were made on a private platform,
yes,
created so for like-minded people, or at least I thought, was made against a backdrop of about 3 weeks, discussions going on that platform. Of course, people joking and making fun of each other, particularly fun of African Stars as a football club, against Eeshoke Chula Chula's support. And I was looking at this thing and observing what was happening in social media platforms. Eeshoke Chula Chula supporters or people from the northern region, from the north of Namibia, canvassing support for Eeshoke Chula Chula around the African Stars match. And I want to be categorically clear in that. Yeah. Around the match of African Stars, not necessarily generally.
Yeah.
And after the match, this continued. And I said in my clip, I said to these people, generally summarized, like I may not go word for word. Yeah. I said to these people, you people, and I'm saying so because the greater majority of people on this platform are Herero speaking.
Yes.
And I'm saying to them, you people, instead of looking at what Eeshoke Chula Chula supporters are doing, or those who supported Eeshoke Chula Chula are doing, canvassing support around Eeshoke Chula Chula against African Stars, instead of you doing the same for African Stars, you are divided in your small little clubs, Life Fighters, Young African, Okahanja United, and so on and so on. You are not aware what other people are doing in the cause of unity around what they perceive to be theirs.
Yeah, yeah. You spoke about dismantling. You say that.
Oh yes.
You say that.
Oh yes. I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, the moment the perception is changed that African Stars is no more the club with the most support, that position is dismantled. It's not there. It's not there. There's nothing funny about dismantling. The moment that perception that African Stars is no more the best supported club, as a result of you not ganging up like others are ganging up. So you are dismantled. You are not there. That perception has now been overtaken by Eeshoke Chula Chula. And
I hear you, Barry.
Yes.
I hear you. The thing is, you in your remarks, you are saying those of you who want to support Eeshoke Chula Chula, go ahead and do so. But you are supporting, but know that you are supporting a plan that is being hatched to dismantle your tribe. How does the tribe fit into this?
Your tribe? Or
because in your clip you seem to suggest also very strongly that there is an onslaught against the Herero domination of Namibian football, and you want that hegemony to remain.
No. In fact, you are a little bit in a hurry. But if you want, let's go there.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, like I said earlier, there is an intentional cultivation of support around Eeshoke Chula Chula by a particular group of people who have a common origin. That's number one. Number two, as a normal observer, you come and look at, and I'm saying this group of people who normally support various clubs in the country. But because there is a common, what they perceive to be a common rival, enemy, adversary, if you want, that is a position. That's my perception, my personal perception. So then they gang up together. And I'm saying why? Why is that happening? Is it because African Stars is being seen as a Herero tribe, a Herero club, or what? Why are all the people coming with a common background, ganging up against African Stars? Why is it that I am not allowed to say that with regard to my own people? Is it that we are saying that only certain people are allowed to behave in a certain way, and if other people does that, then all of a sudden it becomes a tribal remark?
No, but it's a tribal remark when, Barry, when you say that you even called it an Aawambo project.
Yes. There's a whole difference between mentioning a tribe and being tribal. Because being tribal, I must have a certain degree of power to change, to distribute, to disadvantage or to advantage people. I have no power. I have no power to do those. I have the only thing I have is to organize and to create awareness amongst my people, to be as organized as those with power.
That's a valid point.
Yes.
And that is what, you see what scares me, Barry, about your remarks. It's not very much the remarks.
No.
It's the fact that you were actually our chief administrator of national football in the country, that Namibia at one stage had a chief administrator who actually harbors this kind of outlook. That is what scares me the most.
No. Trevor, you are diving very shallow. You must dive deep. In this kind of thing, you must dive deep. This is Barry Rukoro, a normal football administrator, Secretary General of the Football Association. You know, we have ministers.
Yeah.
We have ministers making this kind of remarks all of the time. We had a minister now making a remark about toilets. Nobody went to him to have an interview like I'm having now. What is that?
He was
if I can say this is tribal.
Yeah.
You know, you know how many interviews I had now so far? This is my 4th interview. Actually, I'm going for a 5th one now.
Yeah.
You know, in the space of a week. So why? Why? Because it's Barry.
Yeah.
And because this is not normal to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
To tell people that, guys, the Aawambo people have been unified so long, for so long. We must also be unified.
Yeah.
And that is maybe only then that people will listen to us.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
It's a fair point.
Yes.
It's a fair point. What is not fair, Barry, is when, because I've listened to your interview with Desert FM. I've listened to that audio clip. Of course, in the audio clip, the context could be different because, of course, you thought you were talking to a very small circle, but it still displays your actual thinking. So, for example, you said there's a refurbishment of a stadium in Helena Fidi, where Eeshoke comes from. By the way, the reason why I attended this African Stars versus Eeshoke match, I attended it personally. It was, for me, this extraordinary rise of this typical village team. Having come from the north myself, having come from the village myself, having played football on the, we call it what, gravel pitch or whatever, and suddenly this team is in the Premier League. The team is not from Helena Fidi itself, the town. It's not from Nana, it's not from Oshikango. It's from some deep village there near Ndola or Ngela somewhere. So for me, it was that rise of this small team taking on the reigning champions. That was my interest really in that match. But you have said, yeah, why are we having, we do not even have a national soccer stadium functioning, but we are busy refurbishing one in the north for this team. It's not a fair comparison because it's not the same administrators who are in charge of those processes. In which processes? The national stadium is a baby of central government through the Minister of Information and of Youth and Sport. The soccer field in Helena Fidi is a baby of the town council there, just like Semniuma is for the city of Windhoek. How are we comparing that? And then Okakarara, which where the other team, we call it
Young Warriors.
Yes, Young Warriors. Okakarara had a stadium, had a soccer field, apparently a proper one, and then some administrators there ran it down the ground. So now what must happen?
Now, you are reminding me of a very naughty statement I want to make.
Yes.
Can I?
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
I want you to be as frank as you want.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me explain this to you. At any level of our 3-tier government, national, regional, and local, the national agenda should override everything.
Yes, I agree.
Now we have a national team playing in South Africa because one of the reasons is that the Independence Stadium does not have a proper pitch.
Yes.
And we are investing money in Helena Fidi so that Eeshoke Chula Chula can play on a proper grass field. When the national team cannot. No, let me explain this.
Go ahead.
All this money come from the same purse.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, the Aawambo agenda is becoming the national agenda. And I cannot be wrong if you are fair, if you look at this thing fairly without any, skewed eye.
It's a wrong
let me say, no, it cannot be wrong
Each town council gets its own money?
The town council, I'm not talking about Okakarara. I'm coming to Okakarara now.
Yes.
I'm just talking about Elau Nafidi versus national government independent stadium.
Yes.
That's where we are now. Just at that stage already, there is a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
There is a clear sign that some junior agenda has now become the senior agenda of the country. It's become the primary agenda of the country, and that is wrong.
But it's not national government that is building that stadium.
But that government gets money.
It's not the minister of
that little small, that Elau Nafidi gets money from government.
Yes.
That money could have been invested in the national agenda. But because it is so important for this other agenda to take over, that money is allowed to go there and to improve facilities there for a club rather than for the national team. That is all I'm saying for now. Now let's go to Okakarara.
Yeah.
Let's go to Okakarara. The Okakarara situation is this. We have 2 clubs promoted, or 3 clubs promoted. The other one, let's leave it, is from Vendo. There's enough facilities here. These 2 from the villages, the one, they must do that themselves, the club. I'm not even talking about the town council or the regional, or Shidonjupa regional government. The club, Okakarara Young Warriors, a newly promoted team, very poor club, must do that themselves. The others are being helped by their regional government.
Let
me get there. Let me get there.
Yeah.
And you and me knows that if Okakarara did not have money to improve facilities, in their budget it is not there. And I believe even Elau Nafidi did not have. Did not have, unless I can be proven otherwise. That money, the moment Eeshoke Chula Chula got promoted, that money was diverted from another vote to come and help here.
Yeah.
The moment Okakarara does that, they will be put under administration, just like Omaruru has. You understand? So this, we are living in a country of equal people who are not equal at all. Politicians in this country are not as powerful as all of them are, as some are. Because when you are opposition party politician, you are dangerously exposed. When you are a Swapo party politician and you are not a Aawambo person, you are even more dangerously exposed. You understand? That is why you have a minister, a whole minister, saying, I cannot appoint a Herero because I will be seen to have been appointing a Herero. Minister, Ita Kanji Murangi has been, portrayed to have said in Parliament. So these are the things the realities that we must deal with. And the things that we must speak to as a nation. Because when you sit on the high table and you are eating there alone, the guy sitting under the table can take sand and put in the food.
I hear you.
So we must be open about these things. People in this country must stop hiding. It is up to us, the elder people. We are hitting 60 the other day. So we must start talking about these things. Otherwise, we will have betrayed the national agenda of people like the Hosea Kutakos and them.
I agree, totally. I mean, speaking truth, or even if it's not truth, but speaking out on things as we see them, I think is important. But there's the naughty part that I wanted to tell you about. Yes.
You see, we had an administrative officer in Okakarara from the north. She came and scrapped that field in Okakarara, removed the original grass that was there.
Why?
She thought she will have money to plant. And then because it's Okakarara, government did not provide the money.
No,
you see?
But the same government didn't provide money for even the national stadium. So again, we can't just single out and
No. I'm singling out the independent stadium because it is not priority agenda. The national team is not priority agenda for the government. The national Okakarara is not priority. Hello Nafidi is more priority.
Yeah, but on Hello Nafidi, Barry, you're not arguing correctly.
No, I'm arguing correctly.
No.
It's the money. Money comes from the same place.
No, each local authority must deal with its own things as they see them.
No.
So they see...
No, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong.
No, but it's true.
The local authority in every town here, if they use money outside the budget or not according to the budget, they will be put under administration, but not the North.
Yeah, but but we have to establish that fact also, that indeed there was money diverted from another budget vote to that. But the thing is that Eeshoke, if you're a town council, then you realize there's benefit to the local economy in having your matches played at home, because now all those benefits are being exported to Oshakati, where these matches are taking place. So they might have thought, okay, comrades, let's work on something quickly so that our lodges, our bars, our vendors can benefit by having the matches held locally. And then comes
beautiful.
Then comes Barry saying, no, they shouldn't have.
No. Beautiful. Right thing to do. The only thing is that there are two clubs.
Yeah.
The one is left behind. The one is assisted. That is the part that bothers me. By the same government. You understand? That is the part that bothers me. And if I don't talk about these things, nobody will.
I hear you.
Yes.
You are coming from Hobabes. Hobabes, Young Africans, the local Premier League team there, I'm told, you can confirm, maybe you would know it better than I do, but I'm told they use the municipality bus of the Hobabes municipality there for their trips. I don't know if it's true, but that is also a team benefiting. I don't know if there's any other team that is benefiting in the same way. Actually,
I'm not sure. I'm not involved with Young African. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, in terms of you spoke about these groups organizing, the Bambus essentially organizing themselves well, and that the Hereros must do the same. But in football terms, our Hereros are actually more organized. You have how many teams in the Premier League? African Stars, Life Fighters, Okahanja United, Young Africans, and now the team from Okakarara. 5 teams in a very, very small league are from a tribe that is actually not even the biggest by any stretch of imagination.
Maybe only 10% or less.
Yes, that is a sign of a very organized tribe. What is so scary? What is so scaring you about the Bambus that they will one team from the north, from deep in the village?
Yeah,
it is causing now all these talks now.
You see, and that's precisely what we went out to address when we were in the FA, because we had this situation where the teams from the north will come to Tsumeb for the playoffs, and all of them will be beaten and they will go back. And we had a situation where after Oshakati City, before Oshakati City and after Oshakati City, we had long spells where we did not have teams from the north.
Yes.
And then young
KK Palace came in.
KK Palace came in. They also did not stay long. And then we had young, the recent one. Okay, the name, Young something. Young Chiefs also, I think, Young Chiefs. They came, they stayed a season or two, and then again they left. And before we left office, maybe 2 years before we left office, or 3 years before we left office, we looked at this thing and we said, we must create a second stream in the north. We must eliminate the issue of playoffs to enter the Premier League, so that the teams that win, the 3 teams that win the first division, can be automatically promoted. So that at any given time, if this system remains in place and whoever comes in does not change, we will always have a team from the north. So now, for me, this was me driving this idea. And now, all of a sudden, I have a problem with Eeshoke Chula Chula coming in. How does it make sense? How does it make sense?
It becomes very difficult.
No, that goes to illustrate.
For a team that is really just really trying.
Yeah.
You really fought against all odds.
Yes.
And then upon your arrival in the division, you have these big football figures like Barry saying what you are saying. But in fact,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
You know, if I go extreme, I will say I'm very proud of what they have achieved.
Okay.
But
so
I have a problem on the shenanigans around the club. Not with the club. The players, the coach, you know, the administrators of the club. I don't have a problem there.
Okay.
I have issues with the shenanigans going on around the club.
I hear you.
Yes.
In 30 seconds,
people taking advantage of that achievement.
Yeah.
Yes.
My director is saying our time is up. But in 30 seconds, when you were NFA Secretary General, did you administer football in favor of your tribe?
Not at all.
To maintain that hegemony of the
Not at all. I will not have introduced two first divisions in the north. I will not have taken the only money to construct a stadium to the north if I had that. You know, the way I was brought up, Toivo, you will not believe.
Yeah.
I did not grow up, play football in a situation where I can be exposed to be a tribal herero.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, my senior.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Yes.
that. That's Barry Rukoro. He came in for a small boxing match with me here, explaining his views. He's very solid in his convictions. We hope you have gotten a good perspective, a better perspective of his views. Thank you for watching.